I think we're on here. What is Hayden doing, Josh? What do you think what is he doing on the phone at 8:29? Should he be on the phone at 8:29? That just gets me angry. Now he's going to come in here like he's on a lead call. He's going to come in here trying to trick me. I got a feeling. See, I'm trying to build this discipline, this internal knowing, like the way you do this is the way you're going to do other things. Do you agree with that? Why didn't he make that call at 8:20 when he's on his way here? Always late. Always late. How do you feel? Hey, what are you doing over there, new dude? New dude, you got that sound up. I'm getting grouchy. Why am I getting grouchy right now? Who's that?
Mr. Henry.
Mr. Henry. Who's that gentleman?
He was interested in Big Eagle.
Okay. Now, why are you calling him at 8:28?
He just texted me.
What did he say? Call me right now?
I hit him this morning. I said, when's a good time for me to call you?
He said right now? Read it, text out to me. Weatherman, hello, Weatherman. Good morning. Roll Tide. Tammy Burton, hello. Today what I'm going to talk about, I've actually heard Weatherman and Shawan say this from time to time. What did it say, Hayden?
Call me.
Right now.
Call me.
Call me. What do I say about calling at 8:28? It annoys me. It's the one thing that really pisses me off. Congratulations. You created a deal last night, didn't you?
With Drew's help, for sure.
Well, of course. But without Drew's help, I don't think you'd have got this. We wouldn't have got this deal. Congratulations. Wendy Sweeney, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. If you're on here, please do me a favor. Like, comment, share the love. Share the stream. Have all of you shared the stream? Are you even on here, Hayden?
I am.
Who watched the game last night? The national championship. Did you watch it? What did you do?
Went to sleep.
What time?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Man, I didn't go to bed until like 10:30, and that's way too late for me. I was struggling this morning. I was tired, but guess what? I want to feel like a champion. Yesterday, the new dude came in here, and man, he got on a mission on the phones. How many calls did he end up making yesterday? 86. That's a good number. Congratulations, Noah. You've shown the potential to make 100 phone calls, because if you can make 86, you can make 100. How did you feel after making 86 phone calls?
Slightly frustrated.
Tell me why you felt frustrated.
I didn't get the response that I wanted from these phone calls.
That's good. So I've got 3 indicators that you're becoming a champion. What are you doing over there? You're not paying attention. You getting on my shitty list today. What are you doing?
I'm on your live here. I'm just.
Are you talking to somebody?
I was reading.
What are you reading? Read what Blake Duncan said.
Like Duncan said.
You ain't reading it, are you?
I am.
Well, he just put. Never mind.
The brightness was down here.
Who do you think's calling me right now during my show? Okay, 3 indicators that you're probably on the right path, Noah. But first, Blake Duncan, who did say Saban was going to be the differentiator of the game. Saban mentioned the key factor about last night's win: big team, little me. It's a collective effort of selfless individuals. I agree 100%. That holds true to our team. Without you guys, there ain't much of me. There ain't very much of Tommy without all you guys creating a power source for me. Drew Kilgore got a deal last night inked up. He did a good job, because anytime you go into battle with multiple offers, that agent's got to do something to win the deal. But the way he got a chance to win this offer was because our new girl, on top of her game, connected him. Called him up. Spoke a little Asian or whatever that language is. What would you call that language? Laotian, Asian, Laos, whatever. She spoke this language they knew each other. See, that would not have happened. Drew's going to look like he's got a sell on the board, but it would not have happened. This Laotian lady would not have bought through some big white country dude, would they? They would not have connected. There was a connector there. So the team together is much stronger than the individuals alone. See, I'm not looking necessarily for great people to come in here and make us great. I'm looking for committed people to come in here and we all get great. Does that make sense? I remember the first time I ever felt like I was a champion. Because I was a very unsuccessful dude, but I had a lot of fun. Kind of like somebody else out in the audience. They're more worried about having fun than they are really getting them dreams. Who am I talking about, Josh?
Aiden.
How did you know that? How did you know that?
You kind of looked at him whenever you said
I was looking at you too. The reason why I can see that in him is because that's how I was. And for a lot of years, I wasn't trying to be no champion. I was just trying to be comfortable. And I sat down and I made, Chris Clark, how are you doing, friend? I sat down and I really got serious about this goal I created, and people laughed at me. I'm going to do 100 deals. And I was a guy, I was getting about 35 or 40 deals a year, and everybody's like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. We've heard you say this bullshit before. You're never getting close to that. Well, about 3 years later, I remember we had 100 deals. It was on a Thursday night. And back then, I was doing this show every Thursday night. I called it Straight from the Gut, and it was perspective from me, who I am today, talking back to me at 30. What I wish I would have known. And I remember coming back that night. The closing was all the way like in Hendersonville. And we went up there and we made a big to-do about it. And I came back, and that night I'm doing Straight from the Gut, and I got tears coming down my eyes. Because it's the first time I ever felt like a champion. I felt like I set out to do something big in my life. And for the first time, I had really accomplished something. I was so proud. The next day, it didn't feel any different, though. That moment, it did. The next day, I said, you know what? What do you think I said, Josh?
Next go. Next go.
I immediately say that target wasn't big enough. Number one, create a target so big that you fail. Last night, you came in and you felt like you failed. Why did you feel like you failed?
Honestly, in my head, I had set a goal to hit 100 calls.
Well, you did fail, but that ain't what I'm tying together. You said, I think you were upset because you didn't have more interaction, more engagement, more lead possibilities. Ask the guys that have called before you, thousands of calls, and ask them how often do they get maybe a deal out of it. They're right beside you.
Never.
Very, very rare. Very rare.
But is that the reason why we come in and make all those phone calls?
Nope.
Why does Alabama lift all them weights? Do they win a game after each set?
No.
Hello, Andrew. Thank you for getting on here. You're getting better. You're significantly improving by making these phone calls. You're starting to win. I'm trying to push you to failure. You feel, hey, you failed last night. You failed last night, but you went to failure. In the past, you're going to failure without even trying. You made 86 phone calls. That's a big accomplishment. You should feel proud about that. The next thing is, can you stay committed to hidden failure? Number 2, staying committed to hidden failure. Continue to raise the target. If you hit 86 yesterday, what do you need to do to hit failure today?
Set a bigger goal.
You got to keep setting these bigger goals. Now, today it might be a little bit tougher for you because yesterday you didn't have as much to do. Today you've got to come in and you got to do what? 10 o'clock? What do you got?
You gotta show 'em.
Now, what you're going to find, the more you do these things, the more you get rewarded with opportunity. I don't really try to figure out why that happens like that. It just happens like that. There's people out there watching somebody, like, give this dude some opportunity. Look at what he's done. Let's reward him. Something happens. Can you continue to come in every day and hit failure?
Mm-hmm.
We used to call it taking it to zero, didn't we, Josh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your phone battery. Goes all the way to zero when it's done.
Can you take it to zero today? Did you go to zero yesterday?
No.
Where did you go to? How many calls did Josh make?
50.
You did hit 50. How many did Hayden hit?
50.
Hayden hit 50.
See, they're hitting these targets. They've got a little bit more going on. It's gotten harder for them to hit 50. It's a little bit harder than it used to be. Whenever there's not as much going on, you should be hitting your targets. They used to hit 50. Now they got weatherman calling them. They've got somebody calling, and you need to do this, you need to do that, which is probably a better opportunity to make more money. That's really what we want. But when you look at Drew, when you look at Josh, when you look at Hayden, you can see people now that can go out and probably create deals. Drew got a deal last night. He probably wouldn't have gotten that deal, but he went through a lot of failures. How many failures has Drew gone through with multiple offers?
A bunch.
He's been through a bunch of them. This is what Stephen and Shawan say that, when they would say it, I didn't really understand, but they say it and it makes sense. You've got to fail before you can be a champ. You've got to learn how to fail before you're going to be a winner. That didn't really make sense. How often are you getting to new territory in your life that you've never been? How far outside of your comfort zone have you gotten? Were you outside of your comfort zone yesterday?
I was.
But you did it. Why did you do it? So you've got something. I was talking to Hayden. You've got something going on inside of you where there's a part of you that's sick and tired of where you're at, and you want something more. See, that happened to me at 35. You're what, 23?
22.
22. Excuse me, I'm off. I'm off a year or a day. I don't know. But you've got something inside of you that wants more. The way you came in, I made Josh pull up the leaderboard, and he's like, damn, Noah's at 53. And it was fast. People, whenever you come in and if you want to know how to get attention in the workplace, you come in and you do something like that. Everybody noticed yesterday. Did you notice?
Yeah.
What'd you say about it?
I came in from my morning and it was 50 something. I said, damn, I hadn't even started.
When did you start yours?
1, 2 o'clock maybe.
When did you get your 50th call in, Josh? What time was it?
It's probably like 5 o'clock, 5:10, something like that.
But you got them in by then.
Yeah, right before I left.
Drew said too damn many. See, you're going to have to put yourself in a failure. You've got to push yourself to where you fail before you're going to expand. Are you doing that? Are you tracking it? Number 3, here's what you've got to do. You can't give up. Yesterday, it didn't go the way you wanted it. It went exactly the way I want. If I could draw up a picture-perfect day for you, it would be doing that. Let's say if you hit 100. Does 100 sound better than an 86?
Mm-hmm.
Does, doesn't it? I don't expect you to hook somebody. That ain't the purpose of this. The purpose is, will you do it? Will you come in and flex that muscle? Will you come in when you're scared to do this and do it anyway? Those are indicators you're going to get to another level, but you can't give up. One thing I can look back on since I started improving my life at 35 years old is I have never quit. I have never given up. Looking at things, people saying, dude, you should keep a lot more of the money. They don't understand what it is I'm trying to accomplish. I've got a target so big. That night sitting there, it felt so good to hit 100 deals. The next day coming in, it didn't mean shit. Because my target ain't big enough. The reason why I say that is not anything really changed in my life to get to 100 deals. Now, do you think my life would change if we're doing 500 deals?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What would it look like?
Pretty much.
Bye, Tommy.
See ya.
Create this target. See, too many people set these goals that they don't get excited about when they hit because enough didn't change. Their life's still the same. They're still coming in. They still don't have enough money. Whenever you see, the reason why you need to do this is because you want to feel like a champ. You want to feel like Nick Saban. You want to feel like those players last night. Blake, Saban said last night, his hate for losing is bigger than winning. Thus, he is driven by the 2 championship losses over the 7 championship wins. One thing we know for sure around here in negotiations, whenever I'm working with people, I always know this. They're more motivated by what they're going to lose. Take something away from people and they're going to bitch and complain about it. Something they weren't even using. Like if I take away Card on You from people that aren't using it, they get mad whenever that one time they clock in. Hey! Take something away from people, you really get them hungry. You really get them angry. Well, think about this. I want you to think, how can you make that work for you? I want you to know you're taken away from all the great things that you can have in life. Do you want to be in here? Is this really where you want to be, Josh?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it where you want to? Where would you like to be right now?
38.
Like to be down there on the beach on somewhere? Yeah. How you going to get down there? You ain't got to come in here and love making those phone calls. You ain't ever going to love making them phone calls, Noah. You ain't ever going to love it. I promise you. But what's on the other side of these phone calls is what you're going to love. Everybody, go out, create a big-ass target that's going to change your life. Then you'll know what it feels like to be a champion. Have a great day.